Have you ever wondered how borderline personality disorder impacts jealousy and relationships? Borderline personality disorder, or BPD, is a mental health condition characterized by significant instability in interpersonal relationships, self-image, and emotions, along with marked impulsivity. This disorder typically manifests in early adulthood across various contexts, and those affected may experience intense episodes of anger, depression, and anxiety, which may last a few hours to days. A recent publication by researchers Virgil Ziegler-Hill and Jennifer Vonk explores how pronounced features associated with BPD influence romantic relationships, with a particular focus on the mechanisms of suspicious jealousy. This study brings to light the broad spectrum of behaviors individuals with BPD use to navigate their romantic engagements and keep their partners close. These behaviors range from the positive, such as showing affection and support, to the more detrimental actions, like criticism, neglect, or even abuse. All these behaviors are deeply intertwined with feelings of suspicious jealousy. Suspicious jealousy is characterized by doubts about a partner's fidelity without solid evidence, often stemming from personal insecurities or fears. The study reveals that individuals with BPD traits exhibit higher levels of this type of jealousy, which significantly affects their approach to relationships. In addition to individuals diagnosed with BPD, Ziegler-Hill and Vonk also extend these findings to include those who exhibit borderline personality features but might not meet the full criteria for BPD diagnosis. These individuals still show tendencies towards emotional dysregulation, fear of abandonment, frequent mood swings, and difficulty controlling anger, which in turn affect their romantic relationships. As we delve into the intricacies of BPD and relationships, it's essential to understand that the study's findings are based on self-reported data and online samples, highlighting the complex link between BPD features and relationship dynamics. So we see how the symptoms of BPD can create a complex web of emotions, influencing how individuals navigate their romantic relationships. As we progress, we'll discuss more about the two main types of mate retention strategies individuals with BPD employ and how suspicious jealousy plays a significant role in these behaviors. How does someone with BPD traits keep their partner close? This question takes us into the heart of mate retention strategies, a key focus of Ziegler-Hill and Vonk's study. They identified two main types of behavior that individuals with borderline personality features employ to maintain their relationships: benefit provisioning behaviors and cost-inflicting behaviors. Benefit provisioning behaviors, as the name suggests, are all about providing benefits. They aim to positively influence the partner's well-being. This could involve expressions of affection, offering support during challenging times, or simply being there for the partner. It's about making the partner feel valued, cherished, and loved. These behaviors are designed to strengthen the bond between partners, fostering a sense of closeness and security. However, the landscape of mate retention is not solely defined by this rosy picture. There's another side to this coin, a side that's a bit darker and more challenging. This is where cost-inflicting behaviors come into play. These behaviors, unlike their benefit provisioning counterparts, have a negative impact on the partner. They can include criticism, neglect, dishonesty, or even abuse. These behaviors are often driven by fear, insecurity, and the desperate need to keep the partner from straying. In the context of borderline personality disorder, these two types of behaviors are often intertwined with feelings of suspicious jealousy. The fear of abandonment or betrayal may trigger cost-inflicting behaviors, creating a negative cycle that can be difficult to break. On the other hand, the same fear could also inspire an individual to engage in benefit provisioning behaviors in an attempt to make the partner feel loved and wanted. Navigating these waters can be tricky for both the individual with BPD traits and their partner. The line between benefit provisioning and cost-inflicting behaviors can blur, adding another layer of complexity to relationships affected by BPD. Understanding these dynamics is a crucial step towards fostering healthier relationships and promoting emotional well-being. What role does jealousy play in these relationships? This question leads us into the heart of Ziegler-Hill and Vonk's study. Their findings shed significant light on the role of suspicious jealousy and how it influences the behaviors of individuals with borderline personality disorder features. Suspicious jealousy might sound like a redundant term at first. After all, isn't jealousy inherently suspicious? However, it's crucial to understand that suspicious jealousy differs from typical jealousy. It's characterized by doubts about a partner's fidelity without solid evidence, often arising from personal insecurities or fears. It's a form of jealousy that's not based on reality, but rather on the perceived threat of infidelity. Now you might be wondering, how does this type of jealousy tie in with borderline personality disorder? Well, individuals with BPD traits often struggle with emotional regulation and fear of abandonment. These factors can potentially fuel suspicious jealousy, creating a vicious cycle that can be detrimental to their romantic relationships. In the context of the study, the researchers found that participants with higher levels of borderline personality features demonstrated a greater propensity for suspicious jealousy. Essentially, the more pronounced the BPD traits were, the more likely the individual was to experience suspicious jealousy. But how does this jealousy affect the behavior of individuals with BPD traits? Interestingly, this form of jealousy increased their likelihood of engaging in both benefit provisioning behaviors, such as showing affection and support, and cost-inflicting behaviors, such as criticism or abuse. In other words, the very same jealousy that drives individuals with BPD traits to show affection and support can also lead them to engage in harmful behaviors. This dual-edged sword of suspicious jealousy showcases the complex dynamics of BPD and how it influences romantic relationships. In conclusion, suspicious jealousy, although often unfounded, can have a profound impact on how individuals with BPD traits interact with their partners. It's a significant driver of both positive and negative behaviors, highlighting the intricate role of emotional regulation in the relationship dynamics of individuals with BPD. What happens to relationships when one partner has BPD features? This is a question that many might find themselves pondering, especially if they or someone they know may be dealing with borderline personality disorder or its features. When we delve into the realm of romantic relationships, we find that the impact of BPD can be profound, complex, and often challenging. For individuals with BPD features, there's a likelihood of experiencing more frequent mood swings, a difficulty in controlling anger, and a pervasive fear of abandonment. All of these factors, in turn, influence how they interact with their partners, steering them towards a wide range of behaviors. On one end of the spectrum, we find benefit provisioning behaviors. These are actions driven by the desire to positively influence their partner's well-being. They may shower their partners with affection, offer emotional support, and strive to create a nurturing environment. These gestures, often driven by love and the fear of losing their partner, can foster closeness and mutual understanding. However, the flip side of this coin presents a different picture. In response to their emotional turbulence and fears, individuals with BPD features may also exhibit cost-inflicting behaviors. They may resort to criticism, neglect, or even abuse. These actions, while detrimental, are often a misguided attempt at keeping their partners close, driven by a fear of abandonment. The interplay of these contrasting behaviors creates a dynamic that can be confusing and emotionally draining for both individuals in the relationship. The partner without BPD features might find themselves on a roller coaster of emotions, never quite sure which version of their partner they'll encounter next. It's important to remember that these behaviors aren't deliberate or manipulative, but rather an outcome of the emotional turmoil experienced by those with BPD features. Understanding, patience, and professional help can go a long way in navigating these tumultuous waters. The volatility of emotions in individuals with BPD can lead to a roller coaster of behaviors affecting the stability and longevity of their relationships. So how does BPD really affect jealousy in relationships? Well, individuals with borderline personality features are more likely to exhibit higher levels of suspicious jealousy, a form of jealousy rooted in personal insecurities and fears rather than concrete evidence. This suspicious jealousy significantly influences their approach to maintaining romantic relationships. In the context of mate retention, these individuals oscillate between benefit provisioning behaviors and cost-inflicting behaviors. The former involves expressions of affection and support, aiming to promote the well-being of their partners. The latter, however, involves a range of negative actions, such as criticism, neglect, or even abuse. These strategies are not mutually exclusive. In fact, individuals with borderline personality features may engage in both types of behaviors, influenced by their heightened sense of suspicious jealousy. This complex interplay of emotions and behaviors underscores the intricate dynamics of how borderline personality features can shape romantic relationships. But let's remember, these findings don't just apply to those diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Individuals who exhibit some features of BPD but don't meet the full criteria for the diagnosis may also exhibit these behaviors. These individuals often grapple with emotional dysregulation, frequent mood swings, and a fear of abandonment, all of which can significantly impact their relationships. In essence, the interplay of borderline personality features, suspicious jealousy, and mate retention strategies creates a unique and complex dynamic in romantic relationships. The emotional instability characteristic of BPD can lead to a broad spectrum of behaviors, from nurturing and supportive to critical and abusive. Understanding the complexities of BPD and its impact on relationships can help us better navigate these challenges, offering insights into both the struggles and the strategies employed by those affected by this disorder.